Hey guys, me answer guys. I'm gonna give you guys my match preview for Athletic Club versus Barcelona. Now, obviously, I was waiting for a guest to arrive, as you can see from my comments. As the guest has not arrived yet, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. We've already given enough time, so if the guest does join later on, um, they're perfectly fine to do so. And remember, guys, you guys can join the link. I just pinned in the comment section below, so you guys can join indeed if you guys want to. So before we talk about Barcelona, let's talk about Athletic Club real quick. How are they coming into this game? So as you can see, right, guys, their form into this game has been really interesting, right? As you can see right here, guys, Athletic Club in the year of 2020 and basically, let's look at the March games. They have not won a single game in the month of March. As you can see, got a draw against Alaves, got a 1-1 draw against Real Sociedad, got a 1-1 draw against Eibar, got a 0-0 draw against Celta Vigo, and we lost 2-1 to Atletico Madrid and lost 2-1 to Granada. Actually, they won against Granada, so this is the last time they won a game, March 7th. It's been a while. Now, the thing about Athletic Club is this. They are a team that tends to shine against the big teams. Teams that are the big teams. I talk about Barcelona, I talk about Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid. Oftentimes, they are a team that can play well when the pressure is on them to do so. And that's the thing we got to look into account here is that Athletic Club, they have some pedigree, and I think they are capable of damaging us, even if they haven't been consistent. So just because their poor form coming into this game is not great, they can still cause damage. They are Athletic Club after all, and they did defeat us in the Supercopa De Espana final, which we lost 2-3. So, of course, we have to be very cautious and be understanding that anything is possible. Anything is possible, and that an upset could easily happen. Now, what I will say is this, guys. Athletic Club, they have some key players injured, as you can see, right, guys? Let's go talk about some of the key players. Iñaki Williams, obviously, is going to be a one to look out for. I'm sure he's going to want to play a great game against us. He has caused damage to us in numerous amount of times, and he's actually scored quite a few goals. Villebrecht, I know many of us aren't particularly happy with him, especially what he did to provoke Messi to get that red card, and he was celebrating with a trumpet. That was obviously we didn't like what he did there. You got Barrechi, another player, Icar Munien, another very good player indeed, Raul Garcia. There's a lot of good players. Let's see who else. Oscar Miguel, Andrew Kapar, Unai Lopez. The list goes on and on. There's some great players. Unai Simon as well. Where is Unai Simon? Why is he not on here? Yeah, for some reason it's not on there. So let's go look at the previous lineup against Alaves, because for me, honestly, I think this is a lineup we'll probably see them play on Saturday, which will be a 4-4-2, I imagine. And Unai Simon will definitely be in goal. I can imagine that Copa will probably be there. Nunez, Balaguzi, Liki, Ebi, Vesca, Lopez, Morchido, Senset, and Villebrecht. And this is because you guys the bench. Iñaki Williams will definitely come off. He'll probably start, actually. Uka Munien, he'll probably start. Raul Garcia, Oscar De Marcos, and Marcelinho actually has had a good record against Barcelona. In the Copa de Super finals we have played in, he's actually won both. He won the Supercopa de Espana against us, and he won the Copa del Rey final with Valencia against us in 2019. So there's a lot of interesting stuff here, and I want to show you guys the transfer market, who is currently injured. So as you can see, right, guys, only one player is currently injured, which is Per Nalachkan is injured. Now, like I said, guys, transfer market isn't exactly the most reliable source, so I would take it with a grain of salt. So don't expect So there's that. So you can see right here, there's the squad list right there. So yeah. Now let's move on and talk about Barcelona real quick, see how they're coming into this game. So Barcelona's coming into this game in very good form. Obviously, the El Clasico defeat kind of damaged there. And as you can see, guys, in the month of March, they've only lost one game, which was against Real Madrid, and of course, so Barcelona coming into this game with great momentum, and I still think for me that this game will have interesting stuff. So there's a lot of questions I want to ask. There's a lot of questions I think that will need to be answered for this, and is that this game could potentially sack Koeman. Koeman could get sacked if we don't win this trophy and we don't win La Liga. Because in my opinion, if Koeman fails to win either trophy, there is a very, very good chance he'll get sacked. Okay. Now, if we win one of the trophies, I think he'll be safe. And obviously, if he wins both, that will be amazing. He's guaranteed. So here's how I put it. If he wins both trophies, he's guaranteed to stay. If he wins one over the other, it's kind of like 50-50, but if he loses both, he's definitely getting sacked. I would say that right now. He's definitely getting sacked if he loses both. So it's very, very important that we win this one because, in my opinion, this is a trophy that we could easily win. I think this one's more doable than La Liga. La Liga, things are looking very tricky. 8 games to go. We have to remain perfect. Whereas this game, just win one game and you already get the trophy. So I honestly believe for me, this is one we should be aiming for. We should be winning this game because, like I said before, guys, I think this one is definitely more doable than La Liga as things stand right now. So then we have the emotional thing to discuss. I'm sure many of us would like to seek revenge for the defeat in the Supercopa De Espana, and that could also potentially hamper us, because when you have so much emotions, you don't think rationally. And things can get very ugly. You make a lot of fouls, and you get very physical, and that could lead to us losing the game, And it's very, very important that, yes, we want revenge, obviously. I'm not denying that we shouldn't have that motivation, but maybe we shouldn't be too emotional. Maybe we should just take things objectively, take things rationally, and don't be like, be safe. This is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's very, very important. And I also believe this game has come at the worst time possible after the international break because we had just lost all the momentum. As you can see, right, guys, in the last 2 games, we haven't really played particularly well in the full 90 minutes. And I think it's very, very important that we start off very strongly in this one because in those last 2 games, we didn't really start off greatly. The second half was a massive improvement, obviously, but it's the first half that was really bad. And against Athletic Club, if we have a terrible first half, it'll be very, very difficult for us to come back, regardless of how many they score. And I'm sure Athletic Club will probably adopt a very similar style what Real Madrid did to us in the El Clasico. They played a very counter-attacking way, and I'm sure that Marcelinho will take a very conservative approach because, like I said before, guys, at the end of the day, guys, football is about winning, and I think Zidane took a very smart approach and being very counter-attacking, which I think allowed which gave Real Madrid the freedom and the space because even though Real Madrid had less possession, they were very dangerous that first half. They were very dangerous. They could have easily have made it 3 or 4-0 if it wasn't for Valverde and Vinicius Jr. So it's very, very important that we make sure that we stay up for this and that we don't give Athletic Club the license to do that. So for me, the question is what formation will Koeman use? Because there's a lot of talk of the formations Koeman's going to be using for this, and that it could be either a 4-3-3 or a 3-4-3. Okay. Now, in my opinion, and my personal opinion, I personally believe Koeman should go with the 4-3-3. And here's why I explain why. First of all, number one is that the 4-3-3 in those last 2 games actually worked. When we played with a 3-4-3, 3-5-2, it didn't work. It didn't work, and we struggled to break down the opposition. So I think in this game, we should start with a 4-3-3, give it a change, and see how it works. Okay? So there's that. Okay? That's the reason why. And number 2 is that the 4-3-3 has already worked against Athletic in the previous 2 games. We haven't never played with a back 3. So I think it's best that we start with the 4-3-3 because it already worked in the past. So why change something if it's not broken? You know what I'm saying? So here's the starting 11 that I would like to see Ronald Koeman line up for. And this is what I like to see. This isn't what I'm predicting. I'll give you guys a predicted lineup as well if I believe there will be any changes. So Ter Stegen, I believe he will start 100%. That's pretty much a guaranteed. Alba will start as well. And Alba, man, you in big games have not been great. You have not been great in big games. Your mentality needs to improve for these kind of games because, in my opinion, you have not done quite enough. At the big games, your mentality has been very, very low. And I know this very, very well, especially after what you did at Anfield. And obviously, I don't want to talk about that. But let's just put it this way, that Alba is going to need to be very sharp tomorrow and be very good, not only offensively speaking, but as well as defensively speaking, because I think that's very, very important. And I think defensively, he can't be a liability at times. Okay, Araujo, I think he should start. I think Araujo, for me, he had a decent game. I know people are going to blame him for the El Clasico defeat in some ways, which is true. He did. Ultimately, you can blame us because he did kind of concede those 2 goals for us. But at the end of the day, guys, it's Araujo. He's still a young player. And in my opinion, he's way better than the current options we have. Like, I don't want to have Gerard Piqué start this game. Gerard Piqué is just coming out for injury. Apparently, reports are suggesting he's put infiltrations in his knees. And honestly, man, if you have infiltrations in your knees, you can't play this kind of game. And remember, guys, Iñaki Williams can burn down his pace. Iñaki Williams, PK doesn't have that kind of pace to keep up with Iñaki Williams. And we've already seen memes and pictures of that, so I don't want to see that again. Okay, so I think Araujo should start. I think he has enough pace, and I think he'll have a much better game than compared to the game against Real Madrid. At least I hope so. Okay, now Longley for me is an interesting one because you could make a very strong argument you would start Mingueza. Here's the thing, though. Mingueza, Longley. As much as I want to start Mingueza, as much as I would love to do that, I just don't know if it would be the right decision to do so, because like I said before, guys, Mingueza, does he really have the experience in these kind of games? Then again, Longley hasn't really been that great. It's kind of a tough call to make. It's kind of a 50-50, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, guys, I personally would go with Longley simply because I feel like he'll be okay with us. But at the same time, Mingueza, it's a tough call, man. You could start both if you want, but I'm going to go with Longley just about because I think Longley, for me, has more experience. I think he'll be okay for this game. And I don't think Mingueza has done quite enough, although he had an amazing game against Real Madrid. So I personally believe Koeman will start with Longley. Actually, let me tell you this right now. I think Koeman will start with Longley, but I would rather have Mingueza, to be completely honest with you guys. So I think for me, it's going to be like that. So Dest, I think, will start in the right back position. There is talks that Roberto could start in that position. I don't think Roberto will start. He's just coming off an injury, and I just don't think Roberto will offer us much in this game. We need to go forward. We need that attacking width, and I believe Dest can do better job compared to Roberto. For that midfield, I think we're going to see De Jong, Busquets, and Pedri. There is a good chance that we could see Alex Muraba. I actually want Alex Muraba to start in place of Pedri because I think Pedri's been used way too much this season. I think Pedri needs some rest, and I think this will be a good game to rest him. And I would like to see Muraba. Muraba played very, very well, and he was very unlucky to have not scored against Real Madrid. Hit the crossbar indeed. So honestly, I think Alex Muraba is a very good player. He has a tendency to shoot. He likes to shoot a lot, which is something we really need from a midfielder. Midfield players don't like to shoot a lot outside the box, which is very, very sad. So I think he'd be a good person to have off the bench. I don't think Koeman will start in this kind of game because, I just don't think Koeman has enough trust in him. But obviously, I'd much rather have Muriba start him instead of Pedri. Griezmann on the left. I think Griezmann should start in this game. We saw how much of a difference Griezmann came on against Real Madrid. He made that dummy to give Mingueza the goal, so I think it'll be very important. He starts this game because I think Griezmann can give us that supporting role in striker position, obviously. And he has a good habit of scoring goals against Athletic Club. He loves to score goals, and he has come up clutch for us in big games, especially against Athletic this season. So I think it's fair. Obviously, Messi as well. Hopefully, Messi can have a great game. Messi in the Copa del Rey finals against Athletic Club, he's always played particularly well, so I think Messi should start. And then Dembele. I'm looking for Dembele. Dembele needs to start working out because, like I said before, guys, Dembele, for me, he's a very, very talented player, but obviously he doesn't have the end product, and that is something I've been really looking for. I've been criticizing Dembele a lot this season. This end product's not been good enough. So that is the predicted starting 11. And yeah, man, so I'm going to go with my score prediction for this game. It's a tough call to make, but I do believe we're going to win this game. I think we're going to win this game. I think Athletic will score, though. I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet as much as I would love for us to do so. I think Athletic Club will score, and I think we're going to score 3 times. I think we're going to win 3-1. I think this might go into extra time. Not sure it will, though. Very possibly could. I think we're going to score first around the 30th minute. I think Griezmann will score. He will open the scoring for us. And I think Athletic Club will equalize through Iñaki Williams. I think Iñaki Williams will equalize for them around the stroke of halftime, late into the first half or early in the second half. And then I think we'll score a goal and the decisive 70th to 80th minute when the game is really pressuring up. And I think once we're on the counter, once Athletics pushing for that equalizer, I think we'll hit them with the counter attack, and I think we'll score a late goal in stoppage time. And the second goal, I think, is going to come from Messi. A third goal, I think, is going to come from Griezmann. So I'm going to go with the Griezmann brace, Messi to score tomorrow, and Iñaki Williams. A 3-1 win for us, guys. This is going to be a big trophy. And let me just say this right now, guys. Even though this doesn't directly affect what happens in La Liga, obviously it doesn't, I do have a feeling that if we were to lose this game, I think it could give us a lot of give it would put us in a very, very bad position for the La Liga title race, and I could possibly see this putting a very huge burden for us, and that it could be very difficult for us to win La Liga because we don't have the mental strength anymore. I think emotionally it's very important. So I just hope we get the trophy done. I just hope we get the trophy. I think we deserve the trophy this season. We have played very, very well those games against Sevilla and Granada. We saw those comebacks, and even against not Athletic. What was it? I forgot which team we were. Rayo Vallecano. Yeah, Rayo Vallecano. We came back. So imagine we come back in this one. Imagine we come back on this final. Obviously, I hope we don't because that's just too much for the team to handle. But if we do, it'd be a very interesting storyline. And I think we have played the best football in the Copa del Rey, and I think we definitely deserve to win this. So I hope Koeman can win this trophy for us tomorrow. Like I said before, guys, we'll see what happens. Like I said before, guys, it's gonna be difficult. And so yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. So hope you guys remember, comment, subscribe, check out my description below for my Twitter, Discord, and my email. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. And by the way, guys, before I close off, remember, guys, to ask your questions down below in the comment section below of the latest Q&A, and I'll be answering that on Sunday's video. And also, I will be doing a match review for this game tomorrow. So there you guys go. Peace out.